Bao Island Storyteller, Journey to the West. Hey kids, welcome to Bao Island. On Bao Island, every story has a taste. Today's taste is stone-seared salt and ocean smoke. This episode, we're in Taimali. Today's story, Pigsy tricks son Wukong.
Welcome back to the Bao Island bus. I'm your captain. We're heading into Taimali Township, the last stretch of the Taitung coast heading southwest, where the mountains close in and the road hugs the cliff above the Pacific. I'm going to stop the bus here at the base of the hill. From here, we walk up.
A few minutes later, slightly out of breath, okay. We're climbing through scrubby coastal trees and, oh wow.
Duoliang Station. The most beautiful train station in Taiwan.
Quietly, almost reverently, it's just a platform. A small concrete platform with a roof, on the side of a cliff, with nothing below it except the Pacific Ocean. No ticket office. No staff. No building. Just a place where a train stops, hanging over the sea.
The station was built in 1941, during the Japanese colonial period, to serve the local farming community. It was decommissioned for passengers in 2006. But because of its location, this impossible, beautiful location, people come anyway. Just to stand here.
And below the station, the hills are covered with golden daylily fields, the same flowers we've seen further north, but here they bloom against a backdrop of pure ocean.
Quietly, so this beautiful place was built for a community that barely uses it anymore. It's still here, waiting.
Some things keep their beauty even when their original purpose has changed.
A good lesson for a story that's also about what happens when you make a mistake and whether you get a second chance. There's something here, something you can only taste on Bao Island, the salt air that climbs all the way up this cliff, the same wind that carries the daylily seeds across the hillside to the sea.
Excited, what is it? Tell me.
Take a guess.
Mouth full, let me take a bite first.
Before the story, I believe Bao has found exactly what she wanted.
Excitedly, yes. Okay. Stone-grilled fish. At a little seafood shack near the Taimali coast. They heat heavy flat stones until they're absolutely roasting, like, you can feel the heat from half a meter away, and then they lay the whole fish right on top. No oil. No pan. Just stone and heat.
The stone cooks it differently from a regular grill.
Enthusiastically, the heat from the stone is even and deep, it cooks from the bottom up while the outside crisps. The skin gets this amazing golden crunch. And inside? So tender and flaky. The fish tastes completely clean, just the sea. They caught it this morning from the boats that come into the little harbor down the coast.
That is as fresh as fish gets.
Mouth slightly full, I asked the chef which fish it is and he said the one from today. That is my favorite answer anyone has ever given about food.
Laughing, ready to hear about someone who had to do a very embarrassing thing to rescue a friend?
Oh, we're at the chapter where Pigsy has to go and beg son Wukong to come back, right?
That's the one. Chapter 31. Before we get into today's chapter, let me remind everyone where we left off. Some episodes back, Tang Monk was fooled into thinking Sun Wukong had killed an innocent person. He recited the golden headband spell 3 times, gave Sun Wukong an official letter of dismissal, and sent him away. Sun Wukong had no choice, the headband was squeezing his skull, and he left, weeping, and flew back to Flower Fruit Mountain.
Tang Monk basically fired him.
Yes. And Tang Monk continued the journey west with just Sandy and Pigsy. And almost immediately, they ran into a very powerful demon.
Of course they did. Without Sun Wukong to protect them.
The demon is called the Kuwei Wood Wolf, one of the 28 constellation spirits, but one who had gone bad. He captured Tang Monk, tied him up, and locked him in a cave. Sandy and Pigsy tried to fight him and lost badly. Sandy was also captured.
So now Tang Monk and Sandy are prisoners, and Pigsy is the only one left free?
Only Pigsy escaped. And Pigsy, left alone, had to make a decision. Go fight the demon by himself, which he knew he couldn't win. Or swallow his pride and go ask Sun Wukong for help.
Swallowing pride is really hard for Pigsy. He and Sun Wukong are always fighting.
They are always fighting. And remember, Sun Wukong was the one who kept criticizing Pigsy, calling him lazy and greedy, making fun of him at every opportunity. They had a real rivalry. So for Pigsy to go and say, "Please come back, I need you," that took something.
That's what the story is really about today. Not the fight. The asking.
Pigsy flew all the way to Flower Fruit Mountain. He found Sun Wukong sitting on a cliff, surrounded by his monkey subjects, looking out at the sea.
Did Pigsy just walk up and say, "Hey, can you come back?"
Laughing, no. That would not work on Sun Wukong. And Pigsy knew it. So Pigsy did something that was either very clever or very reckless.
What did he do?
He stood at the foot of the mountain and started crying. Loud, dramatic sobbing.
Laughing, that's his opening move?
Sun Wukong heard it, looked down, saw Pigsy, and immediately said, "I know what you want. You want me to come back and fight your demons for you. I am not going. Tang Monk sent me away. I am done with this pilgrimage."
Direct. Sun Wukong does not mess around.
Pigsy wiped his tears and shook his head. "Brother Wukong, I'm not here to ask you to come back. I'm here to say goodbye. Tang Monk is dead."
Gasping, what?
Sun Wukong stared at him. "Dead?"
He just said the master was dead. Did Pigsy lie?
Pigsy told him, "The demon captured master. We couldn't save him. Sandy is also imprisoned. I'm the only one left. I just wanted to come and tell you myself, since you were master's disciple once." And then Pigsy said, "I'll go look for a new master. It was nice knowing you, Brother Wukong." And he turned to walk away.
He turned to walk away?
Quietly, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Sun Wukong said, and this is almost word for word from the original book, "Wait."
Wait. He fell for it.
Laughing, Sun Wukong said, "Which direction is this cave? What does the demon look like? How many soldiers does he have?" And Pigsy answered every question. And before Pigsy had even finished the last answer, Sun Wukong had already picked up his staff.
He wasn't going to let anyone else fail to save his master. Even if his master had sent him away.
That's who Sun Wukong is, underneath all the arrogance. He is loyal to the bone. He just has trouble saying it out loud.
So Pigsy's plan was, don't ask Sun Wukong to come back. Just make him think the job is already lost. Because Sun Wukong cannot stand to lose.
Reverse psychology. Pigsy understood Sun Wukong better than Sun Wukong understood himself.
Let's go back up to the station platform for a while.
I could sit here all day. The bench, the ocean, the sky, and every few minutes, a train comes through without stopping. You hear it building from the north, then suddenly it's there, enormous and close, and then it's gone. The platform shakes a little and then it's just ocean again.
Duoliang Station was built in 1941 and served the local farming community for decades. Now the trains pass through but don't stop. The platform remains, facing the Pacific.
A place built for stopping, where nothing stops anymore. But it's still beautiful. Maybe more beautiful because of that.
When this station was staffed, there was always a person here, selling tickets, maintaining the platform. Now it's just the bench and the ocean.
One platform on a cliff above the sea, still standing even though its original purpose is gone.
That sounds lonely but also kind of amazing. Like a place that exists just because it matters to people who come to look at it.
Sun Wukong is a little like that sometimes. When everything is chaos, demons, traps, Tang monks, mistakes, Sun Wukong is the one who keeps standing. The one who finds the way through.
Even when Tang monk fires him.
Even then. He couldn't stop being that person even if he wanted to.
Excitedly, okay, I found a second thing. Fresh prawns from the coast, grilled at the same seafood shack.
Prawns for lunch.
Enthusiastically, listen, when you're on a coast where the fishing boats come in every morning and the water is this clean, you eat the prawns. These are fat Pacific prawns, grilled with garlic butter, lemon, and a little chili. The shells get slightly charred and the flesh inside is.
You've gone very quiet.
Mouth full, muffled, sorry. I needed a moment. This is extremely good.
Laughing, take your time.
Swallowing, okay. Okay, I'm back. Continue the story. Sun Wukong picked up his staff. Then what?
Sun Wukong arrived at the mountain where the demon's cave was. But he didn't charge straight in. He stopped and thought.
That's new. Sun Wukong thinking before acting.
He had grown, a little. He flew up high and used his golden eyes to see through the mountain, through the rock, all the way into the cave. And he saw Tang monk tied up, alive, sitting against the wall.
Relieved, he's alive. Pigsy lied.
Sun Wukong felt a wave of relief. And then he felt something else, he was angry. Not at Pigsy. At the demon who dared touch his master.
The protective kind of anger.
He also saw how many demon soldiers there were, hundreds, guarding every entrance. A direct attack would be difficult and risky. Tang monk could be hurt in the chaos. So Sun Wukong came up with a plan. He transformed.
Into what?
Into a little Taoist monk. A small, harmless-looking religious traveler. He walked right up to the cave entrance, knocked on the door, and told the guard, "Please tell your king that a Taoist is here seeking shelter for the night."
Laughing, he walked in the front door.
The demon king came out to look at this Taoist visitor. And Sun Wukong, still disguised, struck up a conversation. Very calm, very friendly. What a magnificent cave you have. Are you enjoying the pilgrimage monk you captured? Is he giving you trouble? The demon, thinking he was talking to a harmless stranger, said, "No trouble at all, I plan to eat him. Would you like to stay for dinner?"
The demon invited him to dinner?
Sun Wukong said, "How generous. But first, could I see the prisoner? I've heard of this Tang monk. I'd love to look at him."
He's so calm. He must have been screaming inside.
The demon, suspicious of nothing, led him right into the cave. And Sun Wukong walked up to Tang monk, disguised as a Taoist, and whispered in his ear, "Master. It's me."
Quietly, Tang monk must have nearly fainted.
Tang monk kept his face completely still. He didn't react. He understood. He trusted that Sun Wukong had a plan.
Let's drive up to the daylily fields on the hillside above the coast road. There's a view from the top that shows the whole coastline.
The slope is terraced, the farmers carved horizontal shelves into the hillside to plant the daylilies, and each shelf has its own angle to the light. Some are bright, some are in shade. In late summer, this whole hillside turns golden orange.
Like names in Journey to the West. Every place tells you what it is. Taimali, golden fields on a cliff above the Pacific.
Kuewood wolf, wolf among the stars.
Exactly. Once you know the name, you know the nature.
From up here, you can see the coast curving south all the way toward Pingdong. The next stop on our journey is Green Island, that volcanic island out in the Pacific.
Looking east over the ocean, I can see something on the horizon. That dark shape?
That's Green Island. About 33 kilometers offshore.
We're going to an island. That's amazing. Next stop, coral reefs and volcanic rock.
Back to the cave. Sun Wukong had whispered to Tang Monk. Now he needed to get Tang Monk out before fighting the demon, because once the fight started, it would be chaos.
How did he get him out?
He created a diversion. He transformed a hair from his head into a small version of himself, still disguised as the Taoist monk, and left it there making small talk with the demon's soldiers. Meanwhile, the real Sun Wukong, invisible, carried Tang Monk through the back of the cave, through the rock, and deposited him safely outside.
He used a decoy. He left a copy of himself behind.
Once Tang Monk was safe, Sun Wukong dropped the disguise. He snapped back to his true form, golden eyes, staff in hand, full height, and the demon soldiers inside saw a small monk suddenly vanish and be replaced by the great sage equal to heaven.
Dramatically, the decoy was gone. The real one was here.
The Kuewood wolf heard the commotion and charged out. He was genuinely powerful, a constellation spirit, and the two of them fought hard across the mountainside. Clash after clash, the demon's weapon striking sparks off the golden staff.
Who was winning?
It was close until Sun Wukong used his eyes. His golden fiery eyes that can see through anything. And he looked at the demon, the real demon, and saw the truth. The Kuewood wolf's real body was a wolf. An actual wolf spirit, wearing a human-shaped form. And Sun Wukong shouted the demon's true nature aloud.
Why does saying the true nature matter?
In the logic of this world, when you name something's true form correctly and loudly, it weakens them. The demon's disguise cracked. His power flickered. And in that moment of weakness, Sun Wukong's staff came down. One strike.
Triumphantly, he defeated him.
The demon was gone. The soldiers scattered. Tang Monk, outside, heard the battle end and wept when Sun Wukong walked out. Tang Monk saw Sun Wukong approach and immediately got down on his knees.
Wait, the master bowed to the disciple?
He did. He said, Wukong, I was wrong. I should not have sent you away. You protected me faithfully and I punished you for it. I'm sorry.
Quietly, that's actually huge. Tang Monk never admits he's wrong.
And Sun Wukong, who we know is proud, who could have said I told you so, who spent however long sitting on Flower Fruit Mountain sulking, he helped Tang Monk up and said, it doesn't matter, master. The important thing is that you're safe.
Softly, that got me.
He had every right to say, I told you so. He didn't.
Because the moment Tang Monk said I was wrong, Sun Wukong's pride became unnecessary. He didn't need to be right anymore. He just needed his family back together.
Did Pigsy ever admit that he tricked Sun Wukong?
Laughing, Pigsy stood to the side looking very pleased with himself. Sun Wukong looked at him and said, "You lied to me, you lazy pig." And Pigsy said, "Did it work?" And Sun Wukong said, "Yes." And Pigsy beamed from ear to ear.
Laughing, Pigsy is so terrible and so lovable at the same time.
Time to wrap up. The afternoon light is coming in low across the Pacific, turning the daylily fields gold.
Today we came to Taimali, the final stretch of the Taitung coast, where golden daylilies grow on hillside terraces and a small unstaffed train platform hangs over the Pacific Ocean. We ate stone-grilled fish, fresh from this morning's catch, cooked on heat-soaked stone. We had grilled prawns with garlic and lemon. And we followed Pigsy on his most brilliant mission, going to find Sun Wukong, not asking him to come back, just pretending that all hope was lost. Because sometimes the only way to ask a proud person for help is to make them think help is no longer possible.
And Sun Wukong came back. Saved his master. Forgave him. And didn't even say, "I told you so."
Pigsy used a lie to get the right result. And Sun Wukong used strategy instead of brute force to win the fight. Both of them were smarter than they usually get credit for.
Today was a good day for both of them.
What's next?
Next time we're taking the ferry out to Green Island. I can see it right now on the horizon. Coral reefs, volcanic rock, and the two most dangerous demons in the whole story so far, the Golden Horn King and the Silver Horn King. With 5 legendary treasures.
They have a gourd that can trap anyone who answers to their name.
Worried, that sounds bad for everyone.
Softly, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is ask for help even from someone you argue with every day. On Bao Island, stories grow up with you.